Tell me a little bit about what life was like before vision therapy for Milo.
Do you want to talk? Or?
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, he was always interested in books and stories, but when it came time to learn the alphabet, he just wasn't interested. So his preschool teacher started with M and A. She spent all semester on M and A because he couldn't remember. And then it was pushed a little bit harder at 4. He had a very difficult time learning to where it took about 4 years just to learn the letters and the corresponding sounds. And even then it was difficult to remember the names. So when it came time to read, he could barely sound out consonant, vowel, consonant words. And then the sight words threw him for a loop completely. We go over the words.
Hundreds of times.
The pre-primer words that are very simple. Mm-hmm. Again, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And maybe a few he'd remember, but for the most part, couldn't remember them. And then words like me and my, they're very similar, but he couldn't distinguish between them. And so we focused just on me and my. And then we go over this is me, this is my, again and again and again. And then it was 50-50. Which one was me and which one was my? What's some of the other things?
He just didn't want to read. We try to get him to sit down and read a book, and it was so painful. The start of he learned he learned the alphabet and the phonics sounds in kindergarten, and then started first grade. His reading level was below first grade level, and he was put in the very bottom reading group in his first grade class. And getting him to sit down and pay attention long enough to read even a 10 or 12 page book with just a few words on each page was horrible, just really, really painful.
And so what changes have you noticed now that he's completed his vision therapy program?
It's completely different. It's like night and day. He's reading really well. He's remembering things. His spelling words used to be so hard for him in the beginning of first grade. He just couldn't. He just really, really struggled with the spelling words, even the very easy spelling words. And
within about 2 months after starting, we started seeing a big difference in the spelling word homework, to where the sight words he was able to spell after some coaching and practicing, and that he would learn them in time for the spelling test, where 2 months before he couldn't recognize those same words, much less spell them. So that was pretty rapid.
It was amazing.
I thought it was pretty
just
quick.
Amazing.
We started seeing things
huge developments
pretty
just a couple of months.
And by Christmas time, we could see improvements in the reading. And the reading specialist at school told his teacher, "I've never seen progress this fast in such a short amount of time." So things were clipping along, and
his teacher moved him shortly after Christmas from the bottom group up 4 groups to just in one day, and he had no trouble. And then recently she's moved him up again another reading group. Mm-hmm. And just this week he's been picking up books off the shelf. He's enjoying reading a lot now. But this week he's done something he's never done before, which is picking up these paperbacks, like 100-page paperbacks, and reading them. And he's read 2 of them cover to cover more than once. He read one of them twice and one of them just one time. And he's taking him to school now and racing through his schoolwork to get a chance to read. And before, this is what's so amazing is he used to, not even, even just 2 or 3 weeks ago, he would, or maybe longer than that, maybe 6 weeks ago, he would get very upset on Friday because he couldn't finish his work during the week, his schoolwork. It was just, he just couldn't get it done. And then on Friday, when it's supposed to be a fun afternoon for the kids who finish their work, him and a few of the other kids would have to stay in the room and try to finish their week's work. So on Friday, he always would try to be sick or be really upset, saying, "I don't want to go to school today." And now he's happy to go. He's getting his work done very quickly, mostly so he can read. It's amazing. He's like a different person.
That's great. All right. Thank you so much for your story. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.